Amen. Amen. And what inspired me to show that clip was a Bible study a couple weeks ago. And it was dealing with worship and being spiritual, becoming a mindless activity. How do we come in the house of God? Or how do we walk throughout our daily lives without a passion for the passion of Christ? And it brought to that question because we don't start off our situation or our life focusing on our why. Mm-hmm. And your why is the very thing that you draw from when situations get tough, when circumstances get bad, when people start to fall out all around you, when your core and your team become smaller and smaller, when you are backbite, when you are talked about, your why is the very thing that drives you and keeps you moving. Mm-hmm. And we asked the question during that time. It was just about, three of us? We asked the question during that time, why do you stop being passionate about the things that God has called you to do? One of the main questions was support. I don't get enough support. Burnout, which is linked and connected to support. Those are the things that causes people to fall away from what God calls you to do. And if you fall away from what God calls you to do because of people, places, things, or anything other than your why, which should be Jesus Christ, then you have lost your why. We called on a brother, the Ethiopian eunuch. The Ethiopian eunuch who was despised by the very faith that he was embracing, who was despised by the very synagogue that he lay outside watching, traveled a long distance away and would never be embraced by the very people that he wanted to be a part of, would never be embraced by the very faith that he read every day without understanding. But it didn't stop him from going to their worship, even though he couldn't go in. Mm-hmm. It didn't stop him every day from traveling a long distance and studying the word that he had no understanding. He didn't have any support team. He made that journey on his lonesome daily and stood outside and worshiped a God of people that he couldn't even be embraced by. You know why? Because that Ethiopian had his why. He had his why. His why was a relationship with a father. And even if he had to watch them worship on the outside, he was content with doing that because his focus and his attention